Something special is percolating in the North Metro. A local landmark, and Lindstrom is getting an update.
And tonight's Maury Stories, Maury Glover shows us why there's an effort to revive part of its iconic water tower.
It's really strong here. People have a very deep connection to the Swedish heritage here.
From the statues of fictional immigrants Carl Oskar and Christina Nilsson to the barn quilts on the buildings and the coffee pots in the local antique store, it's easy to see Lindstrom's Swedish roots run deep.
I think people just love the painting, you know, this kind of Rosemall kind of look. They love that it's, you know, metal and it's just, you know, not like the Keurig that you plug in or the drip coffee makers.
Now the effort to revive the city's biggest nod to its Scandinavian heritage is going full steam ahead.
That's iconic in the state of Minnesota, in the Midwest, really.
I love coffee, I love tea.
The Coffee Pot Water Tower has been a local landmark in Lindstrom for more than 30 years.
Coffee and tea.
Standing 105 feet in the air along Highway 8 in Chisago County, the coffee pot with the words "Welcome to Lindstrom" in Swedish in giant letters has become a symbol to the community, as well as passers-by on their way to cabin country in Wisconsin.
It's a showstopper for people. They're like, hey, look at this. If you would Google iconic water towers in the United States, I think we'd hit the top 10.
The water tower was originally built in 1908 and served the community for decades until the city decided to build a new one in 1992. The plan was to demolish the old water tower until the owner of a local plastics company, Marlene Smith, suggested turning it into the world's largest Swedish coffee pot, even though some people believe it's a tea kettle.
It's a coffee pot, but we don't want to offend people, so we just say, that's interesting, but it's a coffee pot.
Smith not only came up with the idea, she provided the design and funding to convert it. And the Coffee Pot Water Tower was on full display when the King and Queen of Sweden visited Lindstrom in 1996. During the royal visit, the pot had steam pouring from its spout, but that feature eventually stopped.
So it had steam originally in the early 90s, I think for a brief period of time, and I vaguely remember as a young kid seeing it or hearing about it. I can't quite remember.
Jason Quist was enlisted to bring the steam back to the coffee pot after a group of community members decided to revive the feature. They sold miniature replicas of the water tower to raise the $12,000 needed to turn their dream into a reality. Only this time, instead of a steam boiler, Quist will install a fog machine to simulate steam at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. daily, which coincide with the Swedish tradition of fika, where people in Sweden take a break to sit down and have coffee with friends a couple of times a day.
So it's going to give people driving through town and coming to the community several times and options to be able to catch it as they're stopping in, shopping, eating, and all of that, so it'll be pretty cool.
City leaders hope the steam from the coffee pot will stimulate interest in visiting America's Little Sweden. After all, it already has the community buzzing, like it did more than 30 years ago.
I would have never dreamed in a million years that an old water tower would become an icon like it is. I don't know why things become symbols as they do, but it's definitely a symbol for our area.
For Maury Stories, Maury Glover, Fox 9.
That's a great story, and the Swedes do love their coffee.
Who doesn't?
I know. I think it's a great reminder for everybody to kind of stop what they're doing and, you know what? We'll share a cup of coffee.
It's time for a coffee.
Yeah, that is iconic. It's a great image of the community there. All right.